Hi friends, so I'm going to talk about Joshua 16 today. In Joshua 16, Joseph was given land. Joseph getting land displayed God's faithfulness and that God keeps his promises. Joseph had double blessings to his son Manasseh and Ephraim. Manasseh and Ephraim were half Israelites, and so they didn't deserve land allotments, but it was through the grace of God that they did get land allotments. This portrays that even when we strive to do right, that even in our striving, we are not perfect, and we are still needing help or needing God's grace. We may receive God's a reward from God for striving, but doesn't mean that we were perfect. It is by the grace of God that we receive blessings from God based off of our striving to follow God's ways and his commands. Ephraim received the firstborn inheritance, and even he wasn't supposed to, he was the secondborn. This shows that God's blessings aren't tied to earthly statuses or heritage. Therefore, believers should put others before ourselves. Ephraim was not the most faithful and obedient tribe, but yet they still were given land allotments, and this shows also God's faithfulness and grace. God's faithfulness to keep his promises and God's grace. Half the tribe of Manasseh lived on the other side of the promised land. Yet, God still gave the other tribe of Manasseh land allotments and land inheritance. This displays God's faithfulness and grace. And lastly, they let the Gerasites the tribe of Ephraim still allowed the Gerasites to live among them as forced laborers. This later on became an issue because the Gerasites rose up to torment them later on in life. Remember, the Canaanites were wicked people, and they represent our wicked fleshly desires and desires of the world. If we do not kill and resist those things, it will rise up to torment us, challenge us, and inhibit our relationship with God. So throughout this chapter, even though it looks like a lot of boundaries and land, what really screams out is God's faithfulness to keep his promises, and God's grace. So if you don't remember anything else, remember this: God is faithful to keep his promises, and God is grace. God is gracious, and we are saved by his grace, and we receive blessings by his grace and not our works. If you like this content, hit like and subscribe button. Thank you.